He found that the USAID has 10,000 people, 10,000 people, employees. And every year they give away $40 billion.
Sheesh.
Mr. Musk also found, and I'm not saying that all of this money is wasteful. I'm not. Some of this money, I'm sure, does some good. That's why Secretary Rubio is going to revamp the department to separate the good from the bad. But this is the kind of stuff Mr. Musk found. He found that the USAID gave money to support electric vehicles in Vietnam. Our money, taxpayer money. He found that USAID gave money to a transgender clinic in India. I didn't know that. I bet you the American people didn't know that. He found that the USAID gave $1.5 million to a Serbian LGBTQ group called Grupa Izladaji. I probably mispronounced that. My apologies. Anyway, they got $1.5 million to, quote, advance diversity, equity, inclusion in Serbia's workplaces and business community. What else did Mr. Musk found that my colleagues don't want to talk about? Well, he reviewed a study and then went and checked it. The study was done by the Middle East Forum. They found that USAID spent $164 million to support radical organizations around the world. We're not talking Cub Scout troops here. We're talking about radical organizations around the world. They gave $122 million of that to groups aligned with foreign terrorist organizations. Our taxpayer money. According to this report in Mr. Musk, the USAID has given millions of dollars to, quote, organizations in Gaza controlled by Hamas. Why aren't my colleagues talking about that? Recipients of the money, they found, have, quote, called for their lands to be cleansed from the impurity of Jews. That's what we're giving foreign aid to. What else? I'm not going to spend my whole time talking about this, but nobody else is talking about it. They're just talking about the process and Mr. Musk, and he's a mean guy, and he shouldn't be looking at our spending. Well, he is. And I kind of find what he's found out interesting. He found that we gave $2 million, USAID did, for sex changes in Guatemala. He found that we gave $20 million to produce a new Sesame Street show in Iraq.
What?
He found that we gave $4.5 million of taxpayer money to combat disinformation in Kazakhstan. He found that we gave $10 million, USAID did, of meals to an Al-Qaeda-linked terrorist group called the Nusra Front.
What?
Mr. Musk found that we gave $7.9 million of taxpayer money to a project that would teach Sri Lankan journalists to avoid binary gendered language. The USAID took $8 million and gave it to a bunch of journalists in Sri Lanka to teach them how to avoid binary gendered language. I don't know what the hell binary gendered language is. I think I do. You think most taxpayers would support that? Why aren't we talking about that? The USAID gave $1.5 million to promote LGBT advocacy in Jamaica. They gave $1.5 million to rebuild the Cuban media ecosystem.
Bro. Where's the money
They gave
going, though?
$1.5 million for, quote, art for inclusion of people with disabilities in Belarus. Another $3.9 million for LGBT causes in Macedonia. $8.3 million for equity and inclusion education in Nepal. I could go all night. And many of my colleagues are upset. They're really mad at Mr. Musk. Hell, I think we ought to give him a medal. All he's doing is what President Trump said he was going to do. President Trump said he's going to audit the spending. So Trump goes and hires Musk, again with the top secret security clearance. Nobody can quibble with his intelligence. You know, the guy's as smart as Einstein's cousin. He's a very successful businessman. Some say he's the richest guy in the world. And he's doing the auditing. And man, he's finding a lot of stuff. I call it spending porn. Now, I'm not saying everything that USAID does is wasted, but I'm saying a lot of it is.
And that's what's going on here. Excuse me, but just to think that that's a lot of money. $3.9 million, $1.2 million, 5, 10, 20. This is a lot of money in smaller increments going out. And how are do we have any proof that these funds were actually used for what they say they were used for? Or that these people just start nonprofit organizations and they're just taking all the money? It's that easy to do that. People are doing it here in the United States. They get all these grants and then they don't do anything that they say they're going to do once they get the money. They just bankroll it. It's a scam. And now that we see it's worldwide, this is amazing to see that they're cracking down on this. I want Elon Musk to find every single thing that we are spending money on and shouldn't be spending it on. I hope they find every single dollar. He's got the genius kids from across the United States that are in the Department of Government Efficiency to help him figure this out. I hope they find everything. I want to know where my tax dollars are going. I think everyone has the right and should want to know where the heck their money is going. And it's almost like they should get our approval first. Can we vote on this crap before you guys just start sending millions and billions of dollars overseas? I mean, come on. These are ridiculous things. I could see if we're the food stuff, I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? Anything health or food, up to a certain extent, I think is great if we're going to actually help people with that. I'd actually rather see us oversee the project than to just give people the money and have them do that, because I still feel like these other countries are going to launder the money and just keep it all unless we oversee the projects. So it is very frustrating to see that they have all of these ridiculous projects going on, money just going out the window. You have a lot better things you could be spending these funds on, like homelessness in the United States and millions of other things right here at home in the States. We need that money here. Spend it here. Figure that out, man. I would rather have them have ridiculous projects going on, wasting money here in the United States, than to have them blowing hundreds of millions and billions of dollars on foreign aid into these other countries, So very frustrating to see this. And as you see, this is from Senator John Kennedy. It's not like I'm making any of this up or anybody is making any of this up. This is legit. These are legit statements and legit projects from the government. This is coming from Senator John Kennedy. So you guys see, this is a real deal, man. They're blowing our money. We got to get this fixed ASAP. Shout out to Elon Musk. I do believe he also deserves a medal. And for all the people that are saying that he's the president, that is a ridiculous thing. He has more than enough stuff to do running Twitter, which is now X, and SpaceX, and now the Department of Government Efficiency. He has no interest on being the president. He could never even be the president anyway. But Don Dowd's got that on lock, man. We'll see what happens out of all of it. But let's save as much money as we can so we can start getting things cleaned up right here back at home. You guys drop a comment. Let me know your thoughts. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.